Stage 2 of the 2022 Arctic Race of Norway wound its way from one coastal town to another, starting in the majestic Mosjøen and ending in the beautiful Brønnøysund. With 155 kilometers, likely to end in a bunch sprint, it was Aksel Zongle who remained in the overall leader's jersey, with thankfully the weather clearing slightly after a wet and windy opening day. Works its way slightly west towards the Finnish town of Brønnøysund, along plenty of fjords and lakes, couple of tunnels. We have 3 second category climbs in total, and then it all comes down to what is likely to be a bunch sprint, relatively flat, quite a downhill run into the line. Once again, there was a group of 5 riders up the road, ahead of the peloton, with Aksel Zongle safely ensconced in the middle of it. Stephen Bassett and A.R.N. Van Poek were again up in the front for the second day in succession, joined once again by riders from Trinity Racing and Juskadel Juskadi. It was all set up for some climbing classification points and maybe even some sprint classification points a little bit later on. The Belgian, it looks like Bassett has the legs on Van Poek, or does he? Or is Van Poek going to take the honours this time? He is indeed. The 24-year-old Belgian takes maximum points. The gap back to the peloton never really made it over 1.5 minutes, with always set up for a sprint finish in the end in Brønnøysund.
A rider drops at the front, number 146, Mintegi.
It's Van Poek who's got the legs again, does he? Going around the outside of Bassett, and it will again be A.R.N. Van Poek on our final classification climb of the day, ahead of Stephen Bassett. With the race winding its way alongside the beautiful Norwegian fjords, the peloton always had their sights set on a stage win, with the likes of Dylan Groenewegen likely to be in contention. And you can see how much of a gap the break have to work with there. The peloton hot on their heels.
The pack is bunched, end of breakaway, end of breakaway.
And there's a big old gap for those intermediate sprint points. Bistrom, the Norwegian from Intermarché Wanty-Gobert Material, who took maximum points. Oh, we've got a crash down in the side of the peloton. Riders went down quite hard there. 3 riders down.
Crash on the left-hand side. Number 101, Spargli.
As they wind their way in towards the finish, and it is Petit who makes the move for Intermarché Wanty-Gobert. Where is Groenewegen? Keep your eyes out for the Tour de France stage winner as we head towards the line in Brønnøysund. Is anyone going to be able to compete? And it looks like this is going to be the move as it happens. It is Capio who makes the move, but is it Groenewegen who's got the power with 100 metres to go to the line? Who's going to have enough to take it on the line in Brønnøysund? It is Groenewegen who's got all the power, and it was easy, does it, on the line in stage 2 of the Arctic Race of Norway.
Yeah, it was also not a really easy day with a bit of rain, with some wind, and also the small climb on the end. It was full gas, but yeah, the legs are still okay. Also the tour had a really good shape, and yeah, until now the shape is really good, and I'm really happy with the legs.
So it is Dylan Groenewegen who wins the stage, ahead of Capio and Bosenhagen. Axel Witsel remains in the jersey of the Midnight Sun for the general classification leader, ahead of Bergerdo and Capio again in 3rd. And Capio is in the blue points jersey, going into stage 3, ahead of Zongle and Groenewegen. Stephen Bassett remains in the peacock jersey, with Van Poek the only rider close to him in those standings. Another dramatic day in Norway, with a lot more to come in an action-packed weekend.